What's up, y'all? Look, I got something I want to talk to y'all about. Months ago, probably last year, sometime, I seen a video where they had this. I'm talking about so-called white people. They took and they, as a so-called white man, police officer, came out there, put handcuffs around a black man, and then took him with the punching on, literally punching on this man. Stalking man a little bit, he wasn't too, but he was, you know what I mean? So what he did, the so-called white man took the police officer, so-called police officer, handcuffed him first, and then went to beating on this, hitting him in his face and stuff. So he did that on purpose because he knew that if he would have done that with them handcuffs off of him like that, he knew he wouldn't have stood a chance doing that at all. They took advantage of the situation. So the moral of this video is we got to stop allowing them to put handcuffs on us. We got to be like, nope, no handcuffs. Because that, to me, that is a setup to get you to the point to where they know that they can't physically, so-called white people know, for the most part, they know they cannot physically do nothing with us, not with the black race, because black, Hispanic, and Native American people are natural born dominant when it comes to physical strength in a lot of ways. I know that because my brother, some stuff that had happened confrontation between him and the so-called police officers. This was like years ago. And they said, we can't, we got to start putting them in handcuffs more. No, that is to disable you so you can't defend yourself, because they know that you is a dominant and they're afraid of you. They're afraid of the black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man dominating them, because they know that our people are the chosen people of the Most High. And they know that we can do physical damage. We don't need guns all the time. That's why you think they have to, they live by the sword. Why you think they live by the gun? Why you think they have a gun on their side? Do y'all know this is in the Bible? Genesis 26:27. When Esau tried to kill Jacob, it's in the Bible. That's why the Bible says, by the sword the white man will live. The modern day sword that they have is the gun. That's why they have those guns and things like that. So because they can't really, so-called white people, they can't really fight. They have to go and get trained. Think about it. They have to go do martial art in order to do something with us. And sometimes in some instances, they still can't do nothing with us. It just depends on how quick we are. That's why they have to go to military. We don't need no military for none of that. They know this. Why you think they come with their guns drawn? Think about that. Hold on, let me throw this in the trash. Now, we are by nature, we're not violent people. By nature, I'm not. But by nature, we'll protect ourselves now. Yeah. So that's why the so-called white men, they have guns and stuff on them, because they know they can't fight with a damn. They can't do nothing with us. I seen one black man, this was some years ago. This was way before my mother even thought about a stroke and stuff. I saw it on Facebook where it was two so-called white police officers. They were trying to hold one man down. The man got loose from both of them and got in that car and fled. He overpowered two men at one time. It was a so-called black man. And that's one of the reasons why they know that they can't do nothing with us, because they need weapons and things like that is to be able to detain us. When they say things, that's the only, other than that, they ain't got no power. The so-called white man, white woman, and child, they know they ain't got no power. They know if they get rid of them tanks, they know if they get rid of those things that they use to go to war with, those tanks in the military, they know without those machines and tanks and trucks and guns and weapons and machine guns and all the stuff that they have, they know they ain't got no power against a black man or a black woman or a Hispanic man. When they go in our neighborhood, they come in there by 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 of them be lining up at one time, because they know they can't dominate. It takes more. It takes about probably several, I'm gonna say several so-called white men that's dressed up in a uniform is to take one person down. Yeah. I was looking to see with my mom, all right. Yeah, hold on. She looked like she done went to sleep. Hold on a minute, hold on. Yep, it was just as I imagined. She went to sleep. Yeah, that's why they have guns. That's why they have well, don't think they got them handcuffs just to be having them, just to say, oh, we just do this in general. Anybody that break the law, fuck that. Hell no. They got them because they really is afraid of us. Why do you think when we go in the store, they watch you to see if you're gonna take anything? They do all those things to watch you to see if you're gonna take anything. They intimidated by you. When you read a book, or when you read a book or anything about your history of what happened to your ancestors and your people, how they hung and burned and lynched your people and stuff, like the Willie Lynch. I'm gonna start reading some more about that Willie Lynch. I'm gonna find some pieces in there, and I'm challenging all of y'all. Y'all need to read that Willie Lynch letter about what making of a slave, dominate you and control you and brainwash you until they can get you to submit to the captors, the abusers, and get you to like go from being angry with them to physically defending them. I mean, that mentally abusing them, so that you can develop the spirit of compassion and love for the same people that abuse you. If you don't look at it, go and if you're interested and you want to see me, you want me to come on camera, and you want me to read that a lot of that stuff on there, I definitely will do it. Because that book, I challenge every black person, Hispanic person, man, the black people, read that damn book. Go get it. Go Google it up online and look at it. You can do, but I'm gonna make sure that at times I'm gonna be reading some of the Willie Lynch. I do have some of the videos of reading a few quotes, but not a whole lot of. But when you go to looking at all that stuff and you go to looking into the deep roots of it, and I haven't even read it all, but I'm going to finish it. I'm going to go through it. You would be surprised. They would take and tie a black man up, tie him to a horse, and tie his leg on one rope, tie his other leg to another rope, and they would turn around and have tie one horse up, tie it up to one horse, and they would tie the other horse up to the other rope, something like that. And they would somehow they would do something to hit those horses, and they would make them run and split the man in part. I'm not interested in that. All right, man.